Welcome to the Flashing Badger podcast. Today you join us as we start an exciting new adventure, an adventure into the world of the spooky and the strange, as we play Public Access, a game by Jason Cordova and published by the Gauntlet Publishing. My name is Gordon, and joining me this week are...
Fitz,
Wegs,
and Mike.
Flashing Badger, Flashing Badger, alright. Flashing Badger.
Public Access is a game set in 2004. Our three players have made their way back to the small town they grew up in to investigate the mystery of a TV station that existed there when they were kids called TV Odyssey. But the weird thing is, nobody else remembers this station. It disappeared, weirdly, in the 90s. The building itself, gone. The officials said it was the record of a fire, but there was never any evidence of that. And now nobody talks about it. So, Mike, I know you met these other two on online message boards talking about TV Odyssey. You might be the only people in the world who some of the only people in the world who remember it. Tell me about your character and how did she come across it?
I'd like to introduce you to Stacy Skyvisor, which...
Polish?
It reads as Skyvisor, but after a short introduction off air, we decided it sounded funnier with my retainer lisp if it's Skyvisor.
How many episodes are you going to keep that up, Mike?
It's only for flashbacks because I no longer wear my headgear and my retainer.
Yes.
Stacy is quiet, she's reserved, she's so bland. She wears jeans, a t-shirt, she has a ponytail and glasses.
Glasses.
She is
glasses.
invisible to the world. She's in IT, but she spends a lot of time when she's not at work just on online forums talking about things that don't quite make sense around the world and how they must be linked to supernatural occasions.
It's an unusual pairing that Stacy has met up with someone like Wegs.
Ray Lucero. Think George Costanza in a good mood. That's where I'm kind of at. A little bit curmudgeonly, but, good-hearted, not a terrible person. I'm a short-order cook, deeply passionate about cooking. I've been cooking since I was a kid, cooking for classmates, cooking for my parents. Absolutely love it. I'm absolutely terrible at it. My food is inedible, but that's not going to get in my way. I have big dreams of opening up a restaurant in the big city, maybe a Parisian-themed restaurant, or maybe some sort of Italian pasta, maybe Halloween-themed pasta joint. I could call it Creepy Pasta. That's not making the edit, is it?
Nope.
I hate it.
It's nice when we know in advance.
And it's also disappointing because online you said you were 19F in California as your ASL, and now I'm discovering that you lied.
And the two of you connected online as well with Fitz playing Brandon. Tell us about Brandon.
Brandon Blackslate, and yes, from that Blackslate family. Brandon is literally the black sheep of the family. Think of him, he's got black eyeliner, black eye makeup, black eye everything. He's got the old emo sweep over hair comb that just covers one eye. The most colourful thing about him is he has a few purple streaks in his hair.
Can he have a wallet chain onto his studded belt?
Absolutely he does. His studded his leather wristbands match his one little studded neck collar. He is just, even though he's part of the Blackslate family, they're all tall, blonde and whatever, he is the literal personification of the black sheep of the family.
What bands would he listen to in 2004?
All the emo bands. So 2004 would be just into that new wave emo. So a bit of your Jimmy Eat World, a bit of your
My Chemical
MCD
Romance.
or
I was thinking, yeah.
MCR for those that that say it. But yeah, My Chem. Yep, definitely all there. I mean,
My Chem Warehouse, what?
he's just Black Parade, man. He's just 100% Black Parade.
Well, he sounds like someone I want to spend a lot of time with.
I can picture all those 2004 family Santa photos at the mall. And it's like matching sweaters and then suddenly the emo.
And that is Brandon. That is Brandon there.
When you said he was literally the black sheep of the family, I was kind of hoping he'd literally be a sheep.
Is Brandon Blackslate.
Mystery.
You guys have been talking for weeks or months online on these message boards about TV Odyssey. And there's a little community around you of people who seem to be invested as well, but no one you've met in person ever seems to have any recollection of this. But it's a very small town you grew up in, this town of Deep Lake in New Mexico. There's only a couple of thousand people that live there. So it's not unusual that not many people outside the area would have known about it, because anyone could broadcast on this channel. But as time went on and you got closer and closer, you all agreed and decided to go back. There's something calling you. There's some reason that your lives aren't satisfying. You decide to go back there to Deep Lake, and you've rented a house together, the three of you, and you're going to be arriving there very shortly. Before we do, though, Ray,
Hello.
on your sheet there, you'll see you've got a whole bunch of keys. Now, this game uses a key mechanism, which you can use to adjust dice rolls and things, but they're basically prompts to hear about the background of your character. I'm going to start by ticking one now, and you're going to explain what the key is and what you need to tell us.
Yes, this key will take us to a flashback when I felt genuine happiness as a child. And it was me discovering the adventures that I could have cooking for my family. I think I was 7 or 8 years old. I'd been left in charge of the kitchen for the night after begging and pleading my parents to be allowed access to, the gas stove and the oven.
It's too scary. Shut it down.
So I cooked up a big bowl of, I believe it's pronounced paschetti, with bolognese sauce, which was pretty much half-cooked noodles with just an entire bucket of tomato sauce poured on top. And, I created this loving meal for my family. And I was so busy, I was beaming in the kitchen as I was cleaning the dishes, I didn't notice them all sneakily pouring all the food into the dog's bowl. But that's okay. In my memory, it's a happy time. So it's all good.
That's so much carbs for a dog.
Stacey, what about your key?
I'm going to take you to a flashback to when I first discovered TV Odyssey. It was a school day, and I was sweating on the idea that we had to present to the class individually. It was an oral presentation day, and Stacey is nervous. I didn't want to talk in front of my friends or in front of just people I knew. And so I faked a sickie. I pretended I had a tummy ache. My mum took my temperature 4 different times, said I was fine, but I wasn't. I wasn't fine. And so she finally gave in. She had to go to work, and so she left me at home. I cut a lap of the house. I was bored. I turned the TV on, and I just kept flicking through the different programs. And when you hit the end, but it still gives you numbers. So I was like 78, 79, 80, 81, and they're all still blank, and I'm just firing.
Until you got to 94.
And I got to a fish tank that was on the screen. And it was what you'd see in a dental office or a doctor's office, a fish tank on the wall. Someone obviously had a camera pointed at it. And time just passed. I reckon I put in a solid 3 hours watching Neon Tetras.
So TV Odyssey for you achieved what a fish tank would have in your room.
Yeah, it's next to the fish tank too.
Yeah.
The screen.
There's fish tanks on top of the TV screen.
But it obviously sparked an obsession with
Yes.
the variety of programming there.
Because then I would then tune back in to be like, is it fish tank every time? It wasn't fish tank every time.
It was not. We're going to find out more about that later.
The fish tank.
What happened to those Neon Tetras?
It's only been 30 years, they'll be fine.
Not to be confused with the Neon Tetris, which was a fish that started at the top of the tank and would rotate its way down to the bottom.
Brandon, tell us about your key, your memory of childhood.
Brandon Blackslate. So Brandon's family are well-known pillars of the community in Deep Lake. And sort of because of that, I had quite big shoes to fill. But it's probably the flashback to the first time I realised that my fine, upstanding parents weren't perfect. And if you think of a hazy flashback where I've come home a little bit early from school, I was allowed to do that because I was a black slate. I come into the house a bit early, and for some reason, I can hear unusual music coming from mum and dad's bedroom. And I think, they're going to be surprised that I'm home early. And as I have that memory of the door slowly creeping open, I saw what no child that age should have to see. Not only did I see my parents, but the whole of the PTA, and they were clearly playing, to my young eyes, a stripped version of the game of life.
Oh, no.
This scarred my psyche. I couldn't handle what I was seeing. I ran into the back room. I turned the lights off. I sat in the incandescent glow of the TV, which was stuck on channel TV Odyssey, and I just turned black. I just became sad and sorrowful, and I've been sad and sorrowful ever since.
I mean, you've got to find ways to make the game of life interesting.
It's true. It's pretty much a random number game. Anyway, so you turn up at this house.
I don't know them by their first names. I only know them by their online usernames. Ray, what was your username again from the chat room?
Lucky Luciano 999.
I like that.
It's good.
It's not my surname, and I'm not lucky. But, I'll channel the energy from my username.
What about Brandon?
Mine's just GX9-25 because who could be bothered creating a username? So depressing anyway that whatever the computer generates for me, whatever AOL says, that's just what I'll be.
Oh, you're stuck with that for so long.
I know.
Stacey, I feel like it's only fair to ask you what yours was.
Surfy Girl 16,
Yeah.
but I was 14 when I created the account and I wanted to seem cooler. So I made myself 16.
And you don't surf.
No, heavens no. I hate the beach.
Afraid of the water. Don't swim.
You turn up to the house in Deep Lake that you've rented. It's number 26 Rodenbecker Street. You roll up outside. How did you guys get there? Did you all come separately or did you meet somewhere? Bus or car or?
I've got my trusty steed, my rock solid 1973 Beetle that hasn't been serviced since 1974. It's spewing, it alternately spews grey smoke, black smoke, green smoke, purple smoke, and can get up to nearly 20 miles an hour.
Brilliant. What about Stacey and Brandon? How did you guys get here?
I ride my bicycle. Everywhere. It's what?
Where from? You're in the middle of New Mexico.
That's the thing.
New York.
Upstate New York.
Yeah, my God.
And he hasn't taken his coat off. Roasting in Albuquerque.
No. I mean, obviously, I caught the train with my bicycle, but to the house, I just rode my bicycle. It's just a single speed racer.
Not much luggage, I'm guessing.
Nah, just a single black knapsack with, a couple of changes of eyeliner. That's about it.
Stacey?
4 buses.
4 buses.
Should have only been 2, but may have fallen asleep on one.
You've got the Greyhound all-day pass.
And that got you into the heart of Deep Lake?
It was a taxi from my final stop at the bus depot, and he looked very confused driving me into Deep Lake.
I'm sure he did. It's not much of a tourist destination.
He confirmed with me 6 times if I wanted to go there.
So when you've arrived at this house, you find it's not in the best condition. It's not in disrepair, but it's clear the owner's made very little effort in making you welcome here. So when you first make your way inside the house, the 3 of you together, tell me about the signs that show that this hasn't really been looked after.
Weeds, overgrown weeds that we have to hack our way through like an Amazonian jungle.
The wooden porch, the steps on the first step, like you've seen in some sort of movie, as you step on it, actually went and cracked and just caved in underneath. This is a porch and steps in disrepair.
Yeah, there's 2 cars under sheets on the front lawn.
Oh.
And there's so much rubbish on that front nature strip that looks like it's for a local council collection, but the weeds are growing through it. So it has been there for so long. And I think it's at the point where other people are putting their own stuff with it.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
be keep the pile going.
Yeah, they've assumed it's the local hard rubbish collection. It'll be picked up any day, I swear.
But then it just becomes part of the scenery and it's like its own icon. Like someone puts a padlock on a bridge somewhere.
And then
so
smart person
everyone's
does
just
it.
adding to it as part of the tradition.
And the old no curtains, they're actually just draped, discoloured white sheets just sort of hanging in the window. Yeah, it's that.
And a picture of it is up in the local real estate for places for sale and things like that. And it's an old, faded out photo. It's just been there so long. Someone owns it, but it's been for sale for 32 years.
The real estate agent's face is quite, it's got the fangs drawn on it and the
the spiky hair and the flies.
spiky hair, the flies. This has been well
that's
graffitied.
rude.
Yeah.
We're going to briefly talk about your bedroom situation there. There's 3 rooms in the house. Which one of you ran and got the master bedroom, the biggest in the house?
Well, I'm the oldest and obviously the most refined. I have the most refined tastes because I want to open a restaurant in Paris. So I have the most refined tastes by default.
And you pushed me out of the way to get
yeah,
to
like
it. I was
elbowed you out
already in
the
the
way,
corridor
yeah.
and I've knocked a photo frame off the wall as you go through.
Yeah.
In Ray's room, there's going to be a couple of objects we're going to find. A couple of objects that Ray's brought with him that are going to... They're going to be things that are in the future that you guys can use to get advantages and things on the roll. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to define them on Ray's behalf. So, Michael Fitz, give me something that we're going to find in Ray's room.
Something circa 2004 that we'll find.
Yeah,
in his
and
room.
he's upbeat and excitable. So, I was going to say lava lamp, but we can't use that. On our mystery, you just
carries one
unplug
in
it and bring it, and it's just solid wax.
And just guys, wait! It needs to warm up. Wait!
You're going to love it. What can we use in 2004?
So I think one of the things we're going to find in there is annotated with tabs and stickers and everything in is the family cookbook that's been handed down from his grandmother.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like skipped a generation because his mum's not much of a cook and she's into a new microwave and everything when she was younger. This has gone to Ray now. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the skill to effectively deliver stuff, but that's important. Heirloom family recipes.
No.
He would have brought some pog, being a social guy who
Yeah.
wants to also entertain us while we're here.
I think as well, given how much he fancies himself as a chef, even though he's not, I like the thought of maybe he has like a homemade like spice rack, but like a belt.
Oh, wow. Like a bandolier.
Yeah, like a bandolier of spices.
Of spices.
Yeah, not even a belt. Yeah, a bandolier that he has like, a bit of oregano.
A tactical spice rack.
Tactical spice rack.
I can't wait for that to come in handy.
Attack rack.
Oh, wow.
Attack spice rack. Yes.
But he's also into mysteries and whatever's going on with this accessy thing. I think he's the type to bring something that he is convinced will be like a sleuth amazing item, but it's 2004 and it's plastic and it's junk. So not like a magnifying glass because that's too obvious, or a lock picking kit because that's too useful. But what's something that he could bring that's out of the back catalogue of a magazine that we just roll our eyes at?
I think it's
maybe
a
invisible ink?
fingerprint kit.
A fingerprint kit.
Yes. But like a really
It's a DNA kit? And we're like, what the hell?
What is this?
but like a branded one, like a Star Trek.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
a real,
yeah,
like
yeah.
one that doesn't
No,
match.
Sherlock.
It's a Where in the World is Carmen San Diego
Yes.
fingerprint kit.
Yes. Where in the world is Carmen San Diego police kit that's got the little fingerprint?
And it
dust
came
all
with the
over it?
red hat, which he was about to bring out of the bag. But once we start giving him grief about the fingerprint kit, he stuffs the hat back in.
The camera pans back to Brandon's room. Tell us, is it like extra run down this room, or have you got the quiet dark one by the stairs?
I've got the quiet dark one that by the stairs is actually the smallest room in the house, and I'm actually quite tall, so tall and skinny and thin. So it doesn't quite suit me. It's already small the second I walk. All it's got in it's really the bed and a tiny little desk.
Things that Brandon brought with him. I think I'm going to go controversial with this. I think he's from a law enforcement family. This is America. I think he's got a little revolver with an ankle holster.
Wow.
That his dad
like a
had.
little snub nose.
That his dad has demanded.
a combat shotgun.
I just think it's something that his dad has demanded that he take with him. But that probably
Oh, I thought you were
Brandon.
going to say that he took without his dad knowing.
Yeah,
maybe I
it's
did.
because
He's
of
so rebellious.
His dad's kit in his,
I
in his
think
office.
it's that Brandon's been forced to carry it and he doesn't really
Yeah.
like having it.
All the Black Slate kids get one when on their 5th birthday.
Oh, yeah,
as a Christmas present.
Yeah.
The first round is a silver bullet.
And it's very unnoticeable because I've got the big sort of Kepper pants on.
The big
the
flared out pants,
out
yep.
black jeans. Yeah, for sure.
Amazing.
All right. 100%.
So you might not necessarily carry it all the time, but I think it's definitely there.
Can it have a sticker of a crow on it that he's put on?
The crow.
No.
We don't need to upset Brandon Lee. Come on. On the other end of the spectrum from the snub nose revolver, one of those like industrial sized tool kits that have the folding out compartments and all that. Except obviously instead of anything useful, it's black lip gloss, black eyeliner, black eyeshadow.
So do you mean like a
full makeup
movie,
case.
like a full movie sort of makeup
Hollywood
person's,
industrial,
like fold out
Yeah.
makeup? Yeah, so I've got a full,
With the silver edges on the black case.
Yes. So it's like one of those industrial sort
That's
of black
so
cases.
heavy to carry.
I'd love to have seen that on your bike.
I've got the little bit on the side where I can clip it to the side of the back wheel. Like
No, you've got a basket on the front that's got a flower on it. And you're carrying it in
I
that.
can't wait for someone to pick this up sideways and you hear all the contents
Yeah.
empty
Yeah.
inside. So we have...
So we've got a
The
snub
makeup-
nose
yeah.
and a makeup case full of makeup.
Okay, well, you got two semi-useful things already. So let's give you something useless that you have to carry.
Is there like a very 2004? I've got a signed photo of Robert Smith.
Yes, that's amazing.
Is it like personalized to you, or was it just generic?
Dear eBay, wishing you all the best.
Dear Brandon, but he's misspelled Brandon. Brandon, but I'm actually Brandon. Yeah, dear Brandon,
Backslate.
dear Brandon, and he's just written.
I love that he said to you, what's your name? And you're like, Brandon. He goes, cool. And your last name?
Yeah.
You're like, I wouldn't have thought you'd ask that and put it on.
eBay's just launched. He wants to make sure it can't be resold. There's a lot of Brandons in the world.
So a signed photo from Robert Smith.
Fantastic.
That'll come in handy.
Stacey, your room. What touches have you made in it already to personalize it?
Well, we have Brandon, who's really tall and skinny, in the small room. And so now we find ourselves, Stacey, inside the huge room that's borderline a barracks. It has room for 12, which is 4 bunk beds that hold 3 each. And so she's looking around and she finally picks a bed, and it's the one in the middle that she puts her things on. So that's the room. I've started unpacking my things, and as I unzip my bag, what do I find?
Oh, Stacy seems to me in 2004 to be the kind that has a dream catcher.
Oh, yes.
Like your big, you remember your little India Fox
feathers
type
and the-
store dream catchers.
Oh, that's good. I'm not going to die because that's going to protect
And
me.
that's the
dream
first thing you
catcher.
do is you hang that up under the bunk that you're laying in already.
I think on the opposite end of the spectrum, she works in IT. I think she's got like a fairly advanced assault rifle.
Plasma rifle.
You just
Plasma
loading
rifle with
out
laser
an
scope.
inventory.
No, I think she's got. I think she's got a good laptop, and it's got like a modem.
it's gotta be
can actually
heavy.
can be plugged in.
Yeah, it's
so it's
almost
going to be
as-
a big fat Toshiba.
Yes.
It's about 2 inches thick.
And the screen is so small in the middle.
The size of a CD case.
It's actually bigger than my makeup case.
Thank you, Toshiba, for sponsoring the podcast.
they
The,
make.
the charging block is actually almost as big as the laptop
Oh
itself.
yeah. It's actually, and it holds when you unplug it, it'll hold charge for about 90 minutes. Like if it's off.
And obviously, the last thing to come out of your backpack is your slightly out of tune, so it's really annoying, your ukulele.
I can't believe you gave me an instrument. Gordon's going to hate that. It's a shame you gave me that instrument and not another plastic instrument that goes boo. Welcome back. And it's the bottom of the 5th. Stable conditions here at 4-foot-long standard float glass aquarium in some dental office. What away as a bioluminescent shrimp darts from one rock to the next. Jim, what's your take on it so far?
Bill, early on, we saw a lot of activity from the neon tetras, but the bloated upside down goldfish really brought an end to that run of form. And
Take it away as I quickly interrupt. Next bioluminescent shrimp struggling to get a read on it, but the first managed to sneak a base into the semi-collapsed pirate ship, which is about as good a time as any to thank Aquajewel Waterbox for supplying this season's generic sponge filters. Settle in, folks. We have another 7 or 8 hours of action to bring you on this gorgeous Friday morning.
Flashing Badger.
You've now been at 26 Rodenbecker Street for weeks, and you have found nothing. You've annoyed people around the town asking them about the TV station that no one remembers or acknowledges remembering. You've found no secret societies or conspiracies, and you certainly have not found any of the semi-mythical Odyssey tapes.
And these two are getting more and more fatigued and worn down because I insist that I'm the cook for the household, and my cooking is subpar.
What's
Yeah.
in our fridge?
Just
So many leftovers.
Just one pack of AAA batteries. That's it.
What?
yeah,
They're expensive in 2004.
I'm losing weight rapidly, being fit because I'm just not eating anything.
You weren't
you
that
can't
bulky
eat.
coming
and I
into
wasn't
this.
that bulky coming in. My black t-shirts are hanging off me at the moment.
So one morning you go to the front door and you open it, and sat there is a purple clamshell case with the TV Odyssey logo on the front, the Dayglow pyramids, the synth wave design, the pictures of the Torii gates from Japan. TV Odyssey tape, just there on the doorstep.
VHS tape?
VHS tape.
Do we need to explain to people what a VHS tape is?
VHS tape was a storage for digital media before a DVD. Now, a DVD. Which one of you is it that comes across this tape on the front doorstep?
Yeah, it'd be me. I was heading out to pick up some groceries and supplies to cook. I believe it's called bacon and eggs. It's not a well-known dish, but I'm going to treat you guys this morning.
We were trying to talk you out of going to get
You're
supplies.
desperately pleading with me. No, don't cook for us
Pizza,
today.
just one night.
This is your 4th attempt to make bacon and eggs, and you've never got all the right ingredients to start.
Yeah, true. Like, what do you cook first? So I see the cassette on the step, and immediately the nostalgia washes over me. I love the look of the VHS, that horrendously inefficient block that it is. So I forget about the hunger in the pit of my stomach.
What does it say? Does it say anything, or is it
There's
just a picture?
TV Odyssey on the front, but
And it's got a sticker that says Blockbuster Video. Rent now.
2 for $6.
once Ray opens the case, Inside, there's a little handwritten label on the side of the tape, you know, the classic. And that says, Neighbourly Living 03, Cooking for Your Community, Pure White Extreme.
Oh, this is talking to me. This tape is talking to me.
But that's crossed out and it says Super Bowl 2002. And then that's crossed out.
It's got Alanis Morissette.
And someone's
concert.
wedding.
Yeah.
So it's got someone's broken the tabs off so you can't record it, but then someone's put sticky tape back
sticky
over
tape
the top.
on
it.
Now that is showing my age and the reference there of what you used to have to do to reuse these things. But anyway.
And long play, and that hadn't even come out yet. So this is just
Yeah.
straight up 90-minute
Yeah,
VHS. Well, if anyone needs to watch a cooking VHS tape, it's probably you, Ray.
Definitely the guy who's been starving his housemates to death.
But what's exciting to me is that this is the first indication, isn't it, that TV Odyssey isn't a figment of our
Yeah,
imagination because
yeah.
it's on the box.
This is external validation.
You've heard talk on the message boards online about these tapes existing, but you've never seen one in person.
But what I love is we've been asking people around town and everyone's denying it or just saying they don't even know what we're talking about. But someone does. And someone has like, well, I'm going to say no because we need to cover this up. But I need to get a message to them and let them know that their time isn't wasted. So even though the community may not be on our side, someone is.
Yeah, at least one person.
Let's watch the tape.
Before you get a chance to do any of this, and you know these tapes have a curious property to them, and that's that they can't be watched during the day.
No.
Anytime you try and play
We
these
know this,
tapes
do we?
during the day, you do, because it's come up in all your online discussion on the message board. Anytime you've tried to watch a tape during the day, it just plays the blank blue screen that replaces static.
I had heard of this, but once the sun goes down, it'll do the grainy VHS flicker transition.
And that
don't like
slowly screen out. Yeah.
At night time, the tapes work, and they can't be copied. They can't be, digitized. Nothing works.
Maybe one
except-
day, if they ever put like recording devices in mobile phones, we could record the screen as it plays. But
I'm pretty
that
sure
day
that
will
would
never come.
I can't even
picture that.
Yeah, no,
come
no,
on
no.
blank anyway.
Yeah.
The first 1 megapixel camera in phones came out in 2004, so it wasn't 1972.
He just wants to show off how much research he's done.
A lot. Time goes by, like less than an hour, and there is a knock at the door of the house there on Rodenbecker Street. It's the first time anyone's knocked on the door since you've been there.
I just peek into the hallway. I'm not walking out to the door just yet, but I'm looking and seeing if you guys heard it as well.
I'm pretty oblivious to danger and these sorts of things, and I'm too optimistic for my own good. So I'm happy to just go swing the door open and see what happens.
Great. You open the front door, and standing on the doorstep is this girl in her mid-20s. She's got pale skin. She's got a blue and purple dyed ponytail. She's wearing like a vest, and it's got badges and things all over it, and these big sunglasses, like that cover, almost hairline to cheekbone. And she sort of takes the sunglasses off as you open the door, and she says, hi.
Hello there. You've obviously heard about my home cooking. What are you after?
So are you the people who are looking into like mysteries and stuff?
We are. We've been asking around town. I'm like leaning over through the corridor.
And I look back and like, Stacy, play it cool.
Playing it cool.
Yes, that's us. What can we do for you?
The girl kind of leans around you, Ray, to sort of look at Stacy and go, hi, I've got something I'd like to talk to you about. Can I like come in?
Yeah, do you want to come in?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry, come in.
Hi, I'm Emily.
Hey, I'm Stacy. Call me Stacy.
And you show her into, there's like a living room with a crappy couch, the kind of couch that's been pulled off hard
Big
rubbish.
square TV that's
Yes.
so heavy.
Yeah, proper deep CRT TV that weighs 100
And
tons.
the tape is still playing that we tried to watch earlier. Like, has it still got the blue screen of mystery on it?
Sure. Brandon, are you still hiding in your room, having heard this, the door open and people coming in and moving around, or are you coming out?
No, I'm coming out very, very slowly just to see what's happening, but I'm trying to keep quiet and in the background, and there's a woman here too, and I'm a bit nervous around girls as well. So even though I'm a 30-something-year-old man.
What about Stacey?
They don't treat me like I'm a
Doesn't even
woman.
view her as a woman.
Yeah, as described by Stacey herself, she sort of fades into the background a little bit. And so while I do enjoy talking with her and conversation with her and all that kind of stuff, I'm not, because we've been together a few weeks now, I'm not as nervous around her. I'm a bit more relaxed. But this is a new person completely, and I'm just very, very quiet. But I'm sliding into the room slightly just to stand in the background and see what's going on.
So as you kind of come in, it's one of those big, just off the front door, the living room's got one of those big open curved doorways almost double width, but there's no doors on it. And you walk in just as you see them sort of making their way to the couch. And you see Emily's got this jacket on, and you just see the back has got the big giant logo that takes up most of the back for, it says Pine Rock Ridge, and it's got like a silhouette of a pine tree and a sort of mountain top and a little lake in sort of the synthwavy kind of colours. And she goes in and she kind of sits down, and she sort of almost starts as she catches you in her peripheral vision as she sits down. She's like, so this is strange, right?
Sure is, Emily. What can we do for you?
It's strange that everyone's been weird with us and ignoring us.
She's like, well, this is, as you guys know, I hear you guys are from here, but there's not that many people here, and really, until it's tourist season, not many people come and go. So everyone's kind of been talking about you a little bit down at camp.
I look out the window and back at her, and I'm like, what do the tourists come for?
It's like, you guys know. During tourist season, they come down to the lake and the cabins and things that get rented around there.
Oh, the lake.
Yeah.
Cabins.
Yeah. But it's not busy yet. So you guys do know. You know that down at the lake proper, there is Pine Rock Ridge Camp. And Pine Rock Ridge Camp was big when you were a kid. It's the kind of place where kids would go on school holidays and sleep there anywhere from 3 or 4 weeks up until 10 or 12 weeks. So Emily looks around. She says, look, so it's strange, but I know you've been asking a lot, and I kind of thought maybe an outsider's perspective would help on this. I'm a counsellor down at Pine Rock Ridge. I know you thought it was probably shut down, but it's just reopened like a couple of years ago. So it's been going on there, and it's all been kind of going okay, but I really want to talk to you about Jess.
Talk to us. We don't know what or how we can help you, but we'll try.
Okay, well, like my best friend Jessica Storsky, she went missing in the lake, and she wasn't the first one. She was the fourth one. One went missing every year. She never came back, and they never found her body. I work there now, and it's kind of playing on my mind that we don't know what happened to her.
So Jess went missing as a kid when kids were standing there, or as a counsellor?
No, she went missing back in 93. Me and her, we were both 12. We're besties. We loved each other. We had such great times there in the loon cabin down by the waterfront. And one morning we just woke up and she was gone. She never came back, but I'm sure you've heard the stories. And I know I sound crazy that I'm like a grown-up now and I'm working there, but people are saying it's the Deep Lake Lurker.
The lurker?
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys went to camp there or not, but there's always been this mystery about the lurker in the lake, and some people say it's like the Loch Ness Monster or something, and some other people say it's the previous victim of the lake and it's looking for its next. And it kind of freaks me out thinking that Jess might be still out there. I was hoping you guys could help.
And then is this something that we know that often kids do go missing there, or is this all news to us here that Jess is telling us?
So you would have known, it would have made stories when you were, because you're probably the same sort of age, or maybe a couple of years older. So you would have known when you were 16, 17 that 4 kids, one year after another, 4 kids in a row went missing, of which Jess was the last. It was never solved, and the camp was shut down shortly thereafter. And it went into disrepair for a little bit until a couple of years ago, the camp was bought. In fact, it was even earlier this year, the camp was bought and reopened. And there was kind of a little bit of scandal about it, but it's been long enough now that people have kind of forgotten. And I suppose it's like any lake. There's always drownings. When there's wilderness, there's always people who disappear. But it made high profile that these were all kids.
What did the local sheriffs have to say about it?
Well, you don't know that at the moment.
Okay.
You've only got your half-remembered thing from 15 years ago.
By this stage, I've come and I've sort of sidled up on the couch next to her sort of thing. This depressing story of children disappearing is actually right in my wheelhouse, and it's very, very interesting to me. So I come and sit down next to her, and I start to really quiz her about Jess and any other kids she might know. And so I go, Emily, who reopened the camp? I mean, it had such a bad reputation. Who's gone and bought it and reopened it now?
So this guy, Billy, bought it. Billy James, his name is. He's kind of a douchebag, but he's not that bad as a boss. He's just like reopened it just the way it was. It's kind of, I'm there as a counselor and it's the same as I remember as a kid. I don't know, it's kind of cool, but it's also kind of scaring me a little.
Right. And is Billy is he always on site as well? Is he always there too?
Yeah, Billy's down there all the time. And there's a batch of kids in there now. Like the camp's running today. I'm going to go there now.
And you want us to help you out with this case of your missing friend?
Yeah, look, I'm not stupid. I know Jess isn't coming back, but I couldn't live with myself if some other kid got taken. You know, sometimes you just look at the lake at night and it just feels wrong. There's something strange there.
What do the counsellors or the kids even say about the deep lake lurker?
Oh, you'll hear all variations of the tale around the campfire. Some people say that it's some monster that lives there, like a black lagoon monster, and some people say it's like the spirit of its victims. And yeah, I almost had to punch out Stephen when he said that Jess was hunting us all. I'm like, it's my friend, you douchebag.
Who's Stephen?
Oh, he's just one of the counsellors there. He's kind of a prick.
Oh, is he? I don't know why that made me happy.
I'm sitting on one of the little armchair sofas with my laptop, and I've been typing the things that she's saying in my document named Deep Lake Lurker. 1.
Yeah, one
gets
copy, one.
And the paperclip is like, hey, it looks like you're typing a list of drowning victims. Do you need help with that?
Clippy.
And I love that you're doing it because Stacey's like this, that in a way that in your own mind, there's like a narration voiceover, and it's like from the Gilmore Girls or the Doogie Howser type thing where you're narrating your Dear Diary type stuff of the life in your own mind, but no one else cares. Oh, just one more thing, Emily. Do you remember a TV show from back in your camp days? A TV station called TV Odyssey?
No.
Damn it!
That would have been a quick mystery solved.
Yeah.
We'd love to help you out, Emily. We'll come down to the camp and we'll ask around and see if we can figure out anything to help you out.
And what do I, like, do you guys have, are you like the mystery machine, or what do I call you guys?
The Deep Lake Latchkeys. That's what everyone calls us. The Deep Lake Latchkeys.
The what?
Stacey,
Yeah.
Can we talk about this?
Yeah, that's that we have. That's what
Stacey,
we've
can we-
called ourselves.
Stacey,
Stacey
Stacey.
blurted this out from her laptop, and it actually scared me because I forgot she was there. and, and she's gone, the deep like, oh my God, didn't know you were in the room.
And I'm already starting to think of shirts that I'm going to get made up at an embroidery shop.
Amazing.
Nice.
So Emily's like, okay, so like, do I just see you there, or?
I can give you my cell phone number.
Oh, cool. Okay, well, and she gives you her cell as well. And as you know, this is obviously the era where phones are primarily call machines. Texting's still a pain in the butt. There's not much internet access. Your battery's not going to last all day.
I've saved her in my phone as Emily Deep Lake Jess missing dead question
I was
mark.
looking where it's slowly scrolling the whole time. So you can never actually see her
the end,
first
yeah.
name. Yep.
I
And
went to
I'm-
put her phone number in my phone, but got distracted and started playing Snake.
Let's just keep naming technology.
Yeah.
I have one of those pocket organizers where you just
Yep.
put people's names and phone numbers.
yes.
And so I also ask her for a date of birth.
Surely you've got the Palm Pilot with the little stylus that comes out, the little monochrome
I lost
PDA.
the stylus.
Now
the
you've
finger
just
now.
got a sharp twig that you found on the ground.
I'm writing down my bank account details to give to Emily because I assume that we're charging for our time. I've misread the room completely. It's going to be so horrendously awkward.
We need to pay for this place. We've been here weeks.
Well, seeing as we can't watch this stupid videotape until nighttime now, and it's relatively early in the morning, should we all jump in your jalopy and head down to the lake?
Call it my jalopy, but yes. Hey, you. Yes, you. You're not a square, are you? Not a goofball? Not a jive turkey? Of course not. It's 1983, and you're a cosmopolitan gentleman with moderate sex appeal. You watch your favourite movie films on the VHS. Entire movie films contained on a single mega high quality cassette, often featuring mega high quality sound, direct to your living room. Watch all of your favourites such as The Terminator,
I will be back.
The Indiana Jones,
Indiana was the dog's name.
The James Bonds,
Money penny.
The Jurassic Parks.
Oh, fuck a dinosaur.
That one hasn't been released yet. The Ghostbusters,
We've got to make it to 88 miles per hour.
The Keanu Reeves,
Whoa.
The Steven Seagals.
I'm just a cook.
The VHS will never be discontinued or technologically superseded. Invest heavily in VHS cassettes today.
So you go out, and Emily's already left. She's gone. But as you start making your way into the car, Brandon, this has awoken something in you. This is a sort of traumatic memory for you. You, of all people, know that the deep lake lurk is a real thing. Because when you were a kid at camp, you almost got drowned by it. You didn't get a good look at it. Why are you still alive? What made you survive?
So this is actually tied to a pretty big trauma that I do have as a kid. It was the same year that I realised my parents weren't perfect. I was starting to act up and misbehave a little bit after that incident. My parents didn't know why. I didn't tell them. And because I was acting up a little bit, for the first time ever, they decided to send me for the summer to the camp. So I went to the summer with the camp, and as with all these summer things, I met my then best friend, Jimmy. And Jimmy and I did everything together. He was my friend. He was almost bringing me out of my shell a little bit. And one day we're swimming in the lake together, and the deep lake lurker went for me, grabbed me. I couldn't tell you its form. I couldn't tell you what it looked like. I couldn't tell you what it felt like. I just have the memory of it was trying to drown me. And I was gone. I was going to be another victim. I knew this was going to happen. And then somehow, somewhere, Jimmy came out of nowhere in the water. And I know that he saved me. I don't know how. I don't know what he did. But somehow Jimmy got me out of the clutches of the deep lake lurker. And I managed to swim, use all my efforts, all my strength and will to get myself to the shore. And I was breathing happy. And I looked over. Jimmy was gone. He wasn't there anymore.
You lost sight of him. When did you next see him?
Lost sight of him. I remember climbing over the top of him as he saved him. I almost pushed him under myself, I think, in my panic scramble to get back to shore. And I got back to shore and I turned around and he wasn't there. And I thought he had gone. I thought he had been lost and taken by the lurker, and I didn't know what to do. And I ran back to the counsellors and I told them what had happened, that I'd left him, that I'd abandoned him, and that I don't know what had happened. And I think the lurker got them. And then out of nowhere, Jimmy comes back into the room. And he was wet and he was bedraggled and he was all scratched and and I think it was from me climbing over the top of him. And he was...
You're the lurker.
He was furious at me. He kept saying that you abandoned me, you left me. And he refused to talk to me ever again. And for the rest of the camp, I was just left on my alone in the corner because all the kids thought that I was the one that would save myself over them. The rest of the summer camp was horrible and I was all alone and all depressed, and it put me deeper into my black shell.
Statistically, they were more likely to be drowned by you than the lurker.
That year, the lurker got one victim and Brandon got no victims. So I think statistics are on his side.
But I got a reputation at that camp at that time about someone who wasn't a very good friend. And as a young child, that kind of scarred me a bit more. And it just put me deeper into my shell.
You wear more black and you don't take your T-shirt off when you swim now.
No, I don't swim at all now.
That's interesting. Do you not go near the water at all?
No, it scarred me. I actually have a little bit of a fear of it. The traumatic event that this is tied to has actually made me afraid of water. I don't take baths either.
Showers?
Very quick. and like Michael said, I'll leave my shirt on.
That's fair. Very fair. How far is the drive to get there? I think it's probably only 15 or 20 minutes out of town. Would that be about right?
Yeah, we couldn't afford Lakeside when we rented this place.
No.
So much vitriol in your voice when you said that. You're so resentful.
Because when we're online chatting about it, none of us wanted to pony up any money. But we have to be, I feel like it's elevated where we're staying and we come down the windy road all the way to the lake. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you wouldn't walk it. It'd be a couple of mile drive.
The town of Deep Lake's on a bit of a sort of plateau above the...
I like plateau as a word.
Because of that trauma as well, I almost became a bit obsessed with the deep lake lurker. I thought if I knew enough about it and could prove that he was real, the blame could be shifted from me. So for the rest of that summer, while I was alone, I just read everything I could on the deep lake lurker. Anything I knew about it, its past reports, its rumors, things like that from the history of the town. And not an expert, but I do know a lot about it.
And there's a bit of talk on the online message boards and things. I know some of the conspiracy. It's a bit of a cryptozoological thing, like Bigfoot, or
it's sort of like that. It's Deep Lake's equivalent of the Loch Ness monster.
Are there like signs up there saying you're home of, or is that too distasteful with a fairly recent child death?
I get the feeling it's like a town shame.
Yeah.
It's like people associate it, like Camp Crystal Lake. You know, people say it and they go, "Oh, that place." So it's less of a goofy tourist draw, And more of a secret shame for the town.
Every now and then, one of the graduating high school classes will go down there and like graffiti the Deep Lake camp signs with like pictures of monsters, or you know, like the Jaws thing, draw a fin in the water. But put
the
tentacles
town are pretty
or something
quick
like
to
that.
come down and
remove it. Yeah,
yeah. The town, the town powers that be, really gets under their
and
skin.
the town hall meetings where it comes up every now and then, and they just try and quell it as quickly as they can.
Yeah. The kids all know, and then they grow into adults, and it's just never spoken of.
So the real question that you have to answer out of this, you're always presented when you get mysteries in this game, you're always given a couple of things. One is the name of the mystery. The name of the mystery is the Deep Lake Lurker.
Oh, so we should be interested in what Emily has to say.
No,
I'm still on the fence. I wanted to know about the TV station.
The beauty of the system is that's rolling as well. And the main question you have to answer about the Deep Lake Lurker is it a horrid beast or is it a transformed Jessica? That's your first question.
Ooh.
I was holding out hope it was a catfish because I don't like scary things.
Well, we'll file that under horrid beast.
Okay, done.
And we don't really get catfishing until the internet really takes off in the late teens.
It's very clever.
Actually, that was genuinely really good. Nice.
So you roll up to camp and there is the big classic uprights gap in the trees and the big overhead sign that says Pine Rock Ridge. You make your way, you drive inside and there's a gravel path that goes up to a big car park and you can see down, there's the nice sort of open grass on the banks of the lake and there's a couple of cabins scattered around like dormitory cabins and there's a big, almost like function centre 2-story that's got a pier that goes out over the lake. And
canoes!
Further down the other way, there's an actual boathouse where you can see there's a few canoes. The water's still. It's sheltered here in the sort of hollow. It's almost like it's a volcanic crater or something. It's hollowed out here and the water is just dark. You can already see from where you are, it comes across as this real pitch black colour, even in the bright sun. And it's a beautiful day today. And there's kids running around having fun and they're clustered they've got coloured T-shirts on by what dorm they belong to. And you see the counsellors, all of whom they look to be sort of in their early 20s or late teens, running around wrangling them. And you can see down by the waterfront there is a guy like stood there with his hands on his hips and he's got this shirt with the sleeves cut off and the frayed edges and everything. But the thing that strikes you as you go there is you can see these bright orange Crocs on his feet. Crocs came out in 2002.
And this is peak cringe Crocs.
Yeah, absolutely. This is not a fashionable, cool, ironic thing.
Yeah.
This is worn by either people who are so cool already they can get away with it, or by people who work in kitchens to preserve their feet. There's kids all running around. You pull up, and there's a bunch of cars in the car park, and there's a few sort of other people, adulty age that are around. There's a day pass. You can visit and do the activities here anyway, and the boats out on the lake and things. But most of the kids who stay here are sleepaway campers.
Where do we park?
Oh, it doesn't matter. My car's going to be rolling whichever way gravity points. My car will be rolling that way. So it does,
to the hill.
Yeah. Oh, just out the front of the reception centre, across 2 handicap spots.
I walk into the reception centre, but immediately become too nervous to talk, so I start looking at the little brochures that are on the turntable stand.
Oh, yep. And what are they? What are they for?
I can see one that's for some sort of gliding would be popular then. Hang gliding would be big.
Yep. What was the one where you get pulled by a boat, but you've got a parachute?
Paragliding?
Is that it?
I think it is.
Yeah.
Yep. So that'd be big here. Then they start running out of topics. So there's canoeing. There's
hiking.
Bike ride, mountain bike riding.
Oh, popular walking trails.
Yes. Ooh. Mountain bikes riding is pretty popular at this time of...
Yep.
And as you get inside, like you say, there's a little almost like reception desk there and there's the thing. But as soon as you go inside, you can see the back of this guy who's got sort of grey hair and you can see his cheeks. He's got like 5 o'clock shadow there. He's wearing this green and brown baseball cap. He's wearing like a body warmer vest and a set of torn jeans. And he's arguing with the girl behind the counter as soon as you walk in. The girl behind the counter is like 17 or 18. She's kind of getting browbeaten by this guy. She's going, listen, I understand that. I know, but Mr. James said you're not to be here anymore and there's been too much of this and you got to speak to the lawyers and you got to go talk to he's out by the lake. Please, Mr. Siowski, please just leave me be. I can't help you here. And he's going, listen, Maddie, I know this isn't your fault. I know this isn't your problem, but all I need is I just need to get into the camp and I just need to go to Loon. Obviously, Loon is where she was. There might be something there for me. I need to do this. Okay, my legal team have said it's fine for me to be here. Just, it's not your fault. And she's going, please, I'm going to get fired.
I can see
please.
this is getting escalating and it's getting more and more heated. So I think I'm a bit of a peacemaker by nature. So I want to sort of calm things down. I sort of look at Stacy to say, hey, Stacy, why don't you talk to the receptionist and, build some rapport and chill things out. And I can speak to this strange, perturbed gentleman.
And I'm awkward, so the first words out of any of our mouths is me going, howdy, even though I'm not from a southern state or anything. I panicked and didn't know what to say.
And now you've got to keep that southern accent up the entire time.
This guy sort of turns around and he's quite sort of handsome, and you see now that his hat's he's got the 5 o'clock shadow though. He's not in great repair, but he's like a John Hamm from Mad Men, but with 15 years of hard living since then. Like, he's not in great shape, and the hat's got a picture of a sturgeon on it, and it says Sturgeon General. Just made that bit up. You're welcome for that.
Patent pending.
He's not aggressive or anything. He's like, hello? And Maddie behind the counter kind of like smiles at you with this kind of like slightly weak smile, like, thanks.
Have I heard her name yet, or does she have a name tag on?
She's got a name tag on that says Maddie.
I look at that and then look her in the eye and I go, hey, Maddie, sorry I'm late. You wanted to see me about something urgently?
Oh,
She kind of looks at you.
She tells me to get out.
She sort of looks at you and she sort of narrows her eyes and she goes, yeah, and she looks at you with
the thing.
With the laptop bag over your shoulder. She's like, yeah, for the computer problem?
Yeah. Is it right if we step into your office so I can connect my computer?
She's like, okay. And she sort of awkwardly opens there's one of those little swing things to come around the back of the counter, and it's all pine wood, and even the ceiling, and there's a little brochure rack, and there's a crappy couch, but apart from that, a little door goes into an office, and the door's clearly designed for a house. It's got like those glass panels in and everything. She opens the door and she's like, okay, and she sort of walks and she goes, I'm sorry, Mr. Stowski, I'm sorry.
And I look
I'll be
at
right
him
back.
and I go, I'm a contractor, and I look back at my feet and I'm like, I'm getting paid by the minute, so it's on the clock. It's just as I sort of shuffle my way into the room. I'm trying to justify it all, but I'm too scared of conflict.
And he's kind of like, as you walk past him, he's kind of like, okay, okay then. And he kind of stands there and he's still there, like drumming his fingers on the counter.
And I close the door behind us, but it has the glass panels, and I'm just like up against the glass, still staring at him. And then I eventually pull the blinds.
Brandon and Ray are just standing there looking at.
So what's your IT problem?
So while you're off in there, and after the conversations we've had with Emily, I'm just going to go straight into trying to get some information here. And I'm going to take a big guess, make an assumption, and I'm going to go, Mr. Stowski, why do you want to get to the Loon?
He's like, well, it's kind of a private matter. It's between me and the camp here, but just it's fine. It's fine. I know Maddie. She's a good kid. I've worked with her dad. It's all good. There's no problem here.
You doing some meddling?
No, and I think that I might. I think that I'm sort of needling him. I ask him straight up to see his reaction, going, because we were just talking to Emily about Jess, and we were going to head down to the Loon too.
His face immediately drops when you say Jess. Like there's clearly a wound sailing pretty close to the surface. But I do agree with Mike here. This sounds to me like you are making a meddling move. You're trying to elicit some information.
I've always found it a good thing in life never to listen to anything Mike suggests.
Very good point.
Yeah. But
I'll make an exception on this occasion. And that noise means it's a meddling move. So a meddling move in this game, when you're seeking information or trying to elicit clues, you do what's called a meddling move, which is where you get involved in the situation and you're using one of your skills to determine whether you can get a clue about what's gone on. What you need to do for me is roll 2 dice. I think we're probably going to use your presence roll, that you're trying to sort of charm him. You're trying to talk him round to the fact that you're someone who can be trusted to talk to about your daughter. Roll the dice for me.
So I've got a 9, but I've got a 1 for my presence, so it brings me a 10.
Fantastic. So because you rolled a 10, that is a success, and you're going to get a clue as to what's happened here. Tell me how you charm him, and I'll tell you what the clue is.
So with Mr. Stowski, that was pretty much my charm. I've gone in so confident and so sort of forceful with the dropping the knowledge about Emily Jess and her friend Emily, and his name, which I overheard him speaking about earlier, that my whole point was to try and disarm him immediately. Talk to him like someone that he already knows and I already know him. So using my presence and using that sort of disarming him by making him think that we must already know each other somehow and asking him about what I'm going to assume is his daughter, it will just completely break down his defenses, and he just wants to talk about his favourite subject, which is his daughter. I couldn't help but overhearing, you want to get down to the loon. Is this because of Jess? We've just been speaking to Emily and she's been talking to us about Jess and that day all those years ago. We were going to go down and have a look as well. Why do you need to go down?
So, oh God, Emily, she's like a daughter to us. Just really, look, there's been a lot of trouble with, I know you know about Jess going missing. I'm sure Emily's told you the story, but we've had all kinds of backs and forth, and the camp eventually went bankrupt. We've sued them. We've done everything, but I can't help but believe that there's still something down there. There's something left of Jess in that place. I've got to see. I've never actually been allowed in there. I've got to see if there's something. Maybe she left something behind. Maybe there's something under the floorboards. I don't know, but I just need something. It's been hanging around our neck. You can't understand. No one's ever said nothing. Even if we found her body now, it would be something.
And I sort of do the whole look down and grab him by the arm and sort of say, I do understand. I do know the feeling. I too, when I was younger, had an experience on the lake with, I do the look around, the lurker.
So I don't know that I believe in all that, but something happened. And whether it was that they failed to supervise her or whether that something else went wrong and they've covered it up, I don't know, but I need to find out. And I've employed a lot of people to try and find out. It's cost me a fortune. If you're going to look anyway, they're never going to let me down. I don't want to get poor Maddie in trouble. She's a good kid, but just help me.
So he's used to paying people to investigate, huh?
You're all about the moolah.
Because look, I've got nothing more to shed on it really, except, when Jess, all her stuff got collected from the camp, after what happened, look at this. And he hands you over a diary, and it's clearly Jess's diary. And you start leafing through, and the first few pages are just, it's like normal stuff. And she's not a big writer. She's only writing a couple of lines at a time about, I did this, or I made bracelets with this person, or I did that. And the different activities she's done. And on the last few days, it suddenly changes. And the last 3 or 4 days are still dated neatly, like they were in the same handwriting. But all they say is, I am next, I am next, I am next, I am next, I am next. A page a day for the 4 or 5 days before the diary suddenly stops. So that's a clue. That's your first clue. So if you write down Jessica's diary, that's a clue that you'll use later on when you try and solve the mystery.
Should we be taking notes?
You can do them on your laptop.
I wasn't even in the room for this, so my poor character's oblivious.
So Stacey, your conversation with Maddie aside in there, is it just awkward talk, or what's actually going on?
I've got a little bit of confidence now that I'm away from him, and I'm like, it worked. That actually worked. I helped you out there.
She's like, yeah, no, I appreciate it. Like,
what was that about? That was intense.
Like, Mr. Stowski, he comes down all the time, and we've been told not to let him in. I think his daughter died here. But it was like a long time ago. It was like over a decade ago.
I'd heard about that. That was Emily?
I mean, Jessica, but sure.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
This is why we sent you to the other room.
This is why you should have been taking notes.
I have taken notes. It says Emily. Next line says Jess.
It says, yeah, Jessica. And I don't know. It's kind of, people say the lurker took her.
What do you say?
I don't know. The lakes always kind of creep me out. I only do the on land stuff. I don't really do the water stuff. Joey does that. He does most of the lifeguard business. You'll see him out there. He's kind of cute.
Which one's he? Is he a dreamboat?
You'll see him. He's got the shortest shorts. Oh my God. And he's got abs. Yep.
Abs are so popular in 2004.
And he's got blonde hair.
But peroxide?
Yeah.
Oh, just bleach tips.
Yeah, just the
frosted
tips.
tips.
Yep. He looks like, do you watch The Simple Life with Paris Hilton? Oh my God. He looks just like one of the guys on that. He's so hot.
I've got a couple of stickers on my laptop. What are they?
You tell me. There's the Intel Inside sticker that you insist on putting on everyone because, yep.
Oh, I have the Apple logo.
Oh,
No, with that,
The stickers came with the iPod.
yeah.
Yeah,
So the
okay,
Apple
yes,
sticker's
that's
over the
true.
Toshiba logo.
Over the Toshiba,
Yep.
yes.
Even though, yeah.
I was just excited to have the sticker. I have a
You've got a Y2K sticker.
I survived Y2K.
I survived Y2K,
yeah,
and all I got was this sticker.
and I have like a mid '90s R.L. Stein Goosebumps sticker as well on my
Of
laptop.
course. This is peak Lord of the Rings territory. You've got a Lord of the Rings sticker.
Please don't give me a Lord of the
No,
Rings.
you've got a Lord of the Rings sticker. And-
LOTR.
and you know a lot about the Lord of the Rings, don't you?
Yeah,
Yep,
so my sticker
Stacey does.
says
It says "My Precious" and it's got a picture of Gollum holding up the thing. But where the ring should be, you've put the Apple sticker.
that's quite clever.
Yes.
That hurts.
I
Good work,
love
Stacey.
that. That just brings you down so hard.
And
So I was talking to Joey.
You know what
No,
else?
sorry, I was
You know
talking
what
to Maddie.
you know what else Stacey's into? Harry Potter, big Potterhead.
Are you a pothead? Yes.
We're about to expose Mike for knowing nothing about Harry Potter. I'm a Muggle huff.
But Maddie sees, you can see her eyes sort of lock on as you unfold your laptop, lock onto the Goosebumps sticker, and she's like, "Oh my god, Goosebumps! I love those. I love the haunted mask one. That's so creepy."
Goosebumps are my everything.
What?
Yeah.
For real?
I know they started, like, Choose Your Own Adventure started to get a little wild, but the first 20.
Oh, they are hella cool.
So what's happening with Jess's disappearance since...
Sorry.
I'm glad someone can find some comedy in this missing girl since 1993. But it reminds me of Say Cheese and Die, which is book number 4 in the series.
Yeah, I love that one.
Because I remember
the
in that,
bomb.
Greg finds an old camera, and then as he starts taking Polaroid photos, it predicts the future.
Yeah. She goes, "That's so weird that you would bring up a photo. Roll me a meddling move."
Wait, Maddie says that.
I've given you an 8, which is a success, but with consequences.
Maddie says, "It's so weird that you would bring up like photos because look at this." And she points to a photo on the wall of the cabin there
Uh-oh.
in the office. And there's a whole bunch. There's dozens of them. This one's just held on by like a safety pin into a big corkboard. And in that picture is 4 people. And down the bottom, it's got written names. And the names are Jess, Johnny, Carlos, Liz. And there's 4 kids in the picture. And they're wearing different coloured T-shirts and things, and they're all matched up, and they're all smiling, and they've all got their arms around each other. But as you lean in closer, you can see that each of them is wearing the same woven bracelet on their left hand, or on their left wrist.
The old friendship bracelet.
Something that you'd make at camp, sort of thing. Yeah.
I slide mine off my wrist right now.
And he goes, "Yeah, that's so weird. Like, there's this like picture, and it's so weird. Like, I can't even find that they were all at camp together. Like, people say they weren't even here at the same time. It's so odd, but I don't know." So anyway, like, and at that moment, you hear the arguing pick up from outside. In comes storming this guy, throws the office door open. He's got this terrible 1970s mustache. He's got the t-shirt with the sleeves cut off. He's got the orange Crocs. And he's like, "I've told you, Harvey, for Christ's sake, get the f*** out of here. You ain't welcome here." And he slams the door. And he goes, "Who the hell are you?" He's like, "I've already got this guy up in my business. What are you doing here?" He goes, "Maddie, you're supposed to be on the desk. This Harvey's back again. I've told you to see him off. For God's sake, get out of here." And he kind of shoos you and Maddie straight back out of the office. And he walks out to the counter behind you. He says, what are you guys even doing here?" He goes, "You're standing here annoying, tying up Maddie. She's got work to do. She's supposed to be working on the computer. She's doing Word Perfect for me. Just get out of here."
Steve, is it? Steve, we're here to help.
Who the heck is this guy? He's some comedian? Steve?
Even better, Steve.
You can call me Mr. James.
Steve, even better than a comedian. I'm your new chef.
Firstly, for you, my friend, it's Billy. It says here, Billy. You can call me Mr. James. I ain't hiring at the moment. As you can see, I got my hands full with the staff I've already got. I don't need any more. Maddie, you go back to your business. I'm dealing with these people here now.
Billy, You're not yourself when you're hungry. Let me whip you up something real quick. We'll talk like old pals. I've also become a New Yorker since
Yeah,
last
you've
I
adopted
spoke.
his accent. That was
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. It's a sign of empathy.
And Billy is clearly like pretty incensed by this. And you can tell Harvey's kind of slunk out of the room, but you can tell Billy is more worked up about this than Mr. Stowski was. He says, look, I've had it with people visiting, with people coming here to make problems for me. It's time for you all to go.
We were just
And at
leaving.
the moment that he points at the door is the moment the episode ends.
Hey!
I knew where we were going next
Hard
and everything. Oh,
Hard cut.
I had a plan.
I had a plan.
So that is a problem for you to think about until next week. This has been episode 1 of Public Access. Playing today has been Mike as
Stacy Skyvisor.
Fitz as
Brandon Blackslate.
and Wegs as.
Ray Lucero, trained chef.
Thank you very much for joining us. Come back next week when we'll be delving deeper into the mystery of the Deep Lake Lurker.
Flashing Badger.